Hello, I'm Angie and welcome back to Living Well in Retirement. Today I'm going to show you a basic household budgeting format with an example of a retired lady we will call Amy, who lives on her own in, let's say, a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. And we'll call it Amy's Smart Household Budget. And we'll show that we're managing her income and expenditure with a very simple budget that I've drawn up for you today. We will use Amy's situation in this video, and it is fictitious, to show how we can plan our annual income and expenses ahead and then divide them by 12 to get out a monthly budget which we need to plan ahead. So we know exactly what we have to spend and save. So please remember that these figures are fictitious and may not match with your own. So let's start with an income breakdown for Amy. And I'll start with showing you her budget here, if you can see it. She has her annual state pension of, let's say, £9,000 a year, and her private pension gives her another £8,000 a year. That's £17,000 that she receives or she hopes to receive in 2025, or about £1,417 a month, £1,417 a month. Let's look next at Amy's fixed expenses, things that we always have and that we can't get out of, really. They are called unavoidable costs that many of us have to pay each month or year. For example, Amy gets a 25% single person discount on her council tax. So she only pays £1,500 a year instead of £2,000. Now, if we look at the table again, you'll see that her annual fixed expenses are as follows. She has council tax with the 25% deducted of £1,500 a year, utilities, which are her gas, electricity and water, they come to £2,400, home insurance £300, car insurance and tax is £500, MOT and car servicing £400, a TV licence £159, broadband and phone, let's say, £480. So her total annual fixed expenses are £5,739. Now, this breaks down to monthly fixed expenses of £478. So we take Amy's fixed expenses, that's the fixed expenses you see there, away from her monthly income first. And that leaves her with £900, if you could see that, £39 to spend on other things. Now, next, Amy must plan for her variable expenses. All her income that she's left with from paying her fixed expenses will go on her variable expenses. They are things that can change month to month, such as food, socialising and her hobbies. So let's start with looking at Amy's variable expenses for January. And you can see her food and groceries were £300. Her petrol was £100. Socialising £80. We are assuming we've got to the end of the month, by the way. Holiday savings £150. And craft and hobby supplies let's say £50. You will have others, of course, but this is just for ease of comprehension. Now her total variable expenses, you can see, amount to £680. Now, after we look at and have a total for Amy's fixed and variable expenses, you can see that Amy is left with £259 for this month. So let's go on to discuss what's left. Amy's, and that is basically Amy's emergency fund savings, because that's what we should all put it towards. Amy's £259 will go straight into her emergency fund. It's her safety net for unexpected costs, like unexpected huge car repairs or replacing something big in the house. It happens. So we're looking at a summary there. You can see, can't you, her monthly income was $1,417. Her fixed expenses were $478, variable expenses $680, and that leaves that total for her emergency fund for £259 for the month. And you'll carry that forward until the next month. You can just add another column if you like. I'll show you in another video how we will do that before we come to the end of February. I hope you found that simple budget useful. As I say, you could write it out by hand in a book, little notebook, or something larger. Probably a larger sheet of paper might be useful, and then you can add columns to it and just see how you go. Perhaps 12 columns. I'll see if I can think of a way to show you how to do that before we get to February. But I'll leave it up to you to sort out how you want to prepare your budget, and I hope that's given you some good ideas. I will hopefully be able to post this budget somewhere for you to copy, so leave that one with me. And for now, it just remains to say goodbye and happy budgeting and happy spending, because we can't do much about our income in the short term. So happy spending probably. And please watch my next video where we'll really get down to finding out how we can make some savings on what we buy. So I hope you have a good evening, because it's evening here now, and wish you good health. Goodbye until the next video.